Hi guys, today I want to share with you how I go through selecting the programs and curriculums that we're going to be using for next year. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. Today I want to share with you how I go through the process of selecting curriculum for next year. And even though we are still working with our current programs, I always like to plan a little bit ahead. Even though I've been taking it this year very calm, I decide that I would like to simplify, so I am making sure that I am taking my time when it comes to planning for next year. But I have in here what I use, and usually the first thing I do, and I follow simple steps, and this is what I do every year, is that I grab a clipboard. I make note of all the materials that we use for homeschool. Let's say for writing, we use all things fun and fascinating. For spelling, we do all about spelling, we do all about reading for reading, and so forth. And what I do is that I make note and I just ask him what are his thoughts in regards those different programs. As well, I ask him if he's been enjoying them, what he would like to change, if he would like to change something. So all the check marks means that he's been enjoying those programs. All the X's mean that he would like to stop using them. And all the lines means that he is in between. He's like, so he likes it, but there's something that he's not pretty sure about what it is. That it's not a completely 5 stars, that he enjoys it. And I just make note of that. That is very important for me because I get to know from him what he thinks about the programs. As well, I use this book, which is Home Learning Year by Year. There's a new edition, but I am using the old one. And this just gives you a grade by grade what your kid should know or what your kid should be doing at that grade. And I just use this as a reference. I tend to just look, depends on what he is, in which stage he's at. So he will be, example, he will be going for 6th grade, but I think that he's not 6th grade for math. So what I do, I go to where he's at his own pace, and I just make note of that. So I adjust things. I just don't use this book as it is, correct? After that, I make note of everything, and I have a notebook in here where I make note and I just plan, and sometimes I use diagrams, and it just helped me a little bit to know what I want, and it just gave me a view, a general view, and I made note of everything that I would like to be doing. So from this book, and depends on what he is just expressing, I get to know and make a clear plan. Now, I make sure that besides using this, I go through the state's website and I just look what is required. Let's say an example for a 5th grader, and I just make note of whatever it is or make a copy of that information and just have an idea of what the state requires of a 5th grader, correct? So I just made note of that or make a copy of that and have that information. Does that mean that I will do everything exactly as it is stated there on the website? No. I actually make count of whatever he expresses to me when I just ask him here with the clipboard. And that's what really counts for me when it comes to just selecting programs. What he is expressing, what he likes, what he didn't like, and depends on what it is, I decide if he's going to stay, even though he's not really on the like, or if he's going to stop. Obviously, I have to take in consideration what I think about the program, if I like the program, if I enjoy that program. And you have to always just think about that, because believe it or not, your attitude towards the program is going to show when you're just teaching your kid. So you want something that you can work very well, that you feel confident when you're teaching that. So you have to make sure as well that you have an affinity with that program, just as your kid should have it. So I take in consideration what he's actually expressing, and that's how I go through that process. Once I go through the process of just asking him, looking on my learning year by year, and go through the state's website, I just start creating a plan how I want the schedule to be happening. I start trying to see how I accommodate everything because I work outside. So I want something that will work for us. When I am selecting curriculum as well, when I am selecting curricula, I have to make sure that it's something that will work with me because I work outside. So I have to adjust my schedule to that and see if it's something that will take me too long, if it's something that will require for me to be constantly with my kid, if it's something that he could do independently, and see how I am going to add that will help me when I am working. So I have to take in consideration all of that as well when I am planning the next year, for our new homeschool year. And I think that is a simple way for me to do it. Obviously, I have to start looking as well if we are going to be doing read alouds, if I want the read alouds to correlate to what we're studying. Let's say example, if we are doing US history, do I want to add something else? Do I want to just leave it the way it is? How I would like to do things, especially when it comes to history and science. I like to add things here and there. I am not quite sure if I will be doing that and how I am going to be doing for this year, because like I said, I've been taking it very slow because we haven't finished this year, and I would like to try to finish this year strong. And we moved. We had some time where we couldn't do homeschool because we had some certain situations, and it just interrupt our homeschool. And I would like to just concentrate on finishing this homeschool year strong prior I start concentrating and focusing on something else when we haven't even finished this one. So I am planning, but just little by little, taking it slow and making sure that I know what I am doing, because I would like to simplify things. I notice as well that this year I've got overwhelmed. I just tried to get every single material that I thought was going to work for us and start adding so many stuff. And I think that got us onto a point where we subtracted fun out of our homeschool, and I don't like to do that. I think there should be a balance, and I would like to get that balance back again into our homeschool. And as well, I would like to just create a balance as well in my home, because sometimes I feel like I am taking so much dedication to our homeschool that I am just forgetting about everything else. So I would like to create that balance, and I think that simplifying things will help me a lot. Simplifying things in my home, just decluttering, and just making sure that I'm taking the time and focusing well on what I need to be doing. So I would like to finish this year strong and then continue with my plans for our new homeschool year. As well, I am planning for long term, but I am taking it very slow, even slower than what I am taking it for this coming year. So I just want to share that with you guys. I am just planning. Eventually, I will share with you the materials that we are selecting, or kind of like an idea of what we are planning. So far, I am just planning for this new year by doing what I just expressed to you guys, and that's as far as I have come. I am just doing some research for programs, for science, for history, for math. There's going to be a lot of programs that we are not going to change because we've been working very well with them. And there's something that I like to say is that if something is working for you and for your child, why you would like to change it? I like to keep it the way it is if it's working for us. So whatever is working for us that I expressed to you guys that has been working is what we're going to be continuing with. Well, obviously, example, we are doing all about reading and we are going to reach our last level. So at some point you will not see us working with all about reading anymore. But that doesn't mean that it's because we haven't enjoyed, but because we're reaching the last level. So this new homeschool year, we're going to be doing the last level of all about reading. And obviously we're going to continue with all about spelling if it keeps working the way it's been working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you then. Bye bye.